What have you thought of, Hunter? By the way, I love your watch. That's super cool.
Thank you. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
No, I need to put a new battery in it.
I'm crying. Why would you wear it?
I just like how it looks. I just got
It's
it.
super cool.
My dad gave it to me yesterday.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's so cool.
It's Mickey
It looks
Mouse.
vintage.
It is vintage. That's why I wanted to wear it.
I like it.
We have to all clap at the same time, David. What are you doing?
Anyway. Alright. Let's go.
You have to join in.
I did. All right, hey, you might be feeling right now that school at home is difficult and hard. You might be, I don't know, sleeping in and or just procrastinating or something, and learning to do school at home is difficult. And so I thought it would be cool if we brought in some people and some students who have been doing school at home for most of their life, and so they've done it pretty successfully, I would say. Anyway, they might not say that, but yeah. So I thought we could hear from Hunter and Ethan about what they do to do school at home successfully, and so I'm gonna ask you guys a couple of questions, and you guys give us some answers, and hopefully it'll be helpful for you guys as you watch this and do school from your bedroom. So first question, what is the hardest part about doing school at home? What have you guys seen as the hardest part about doing school at home?
Probably the hardest part about doing school at home is having your schedule in your hand like a little baby bird and being able to procrastinate more than you could have doing work at school.
Yeah, it's really like you don't have much flexibility in like the school-based structure if you're like going to school, but at home school or charter school, it's very different, especially if you're quarantined like we are, and you have like all your homework and assignments on your own schedule. So you really have to learn how to time management. What helps you to not procrastinate?
Write out a schedule about each subject, how much time I'm going to spend on each subject.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hit that time limit, move on to the next thing, or else I'm just going to get lost.
Same. And for me, it's like keeping it simple, because if I'm like to write out all like 7, 8, 9 of my subjects to do in one day, it becomes super overwhelming. And I end up, my personality is, okay, I have so much to do, I'm not going to do any of it. So I really have to keep it simple, focus on a couple subjects, maybe even just one a day, and spend like 5+ hours on that one subject, just either studying, doing homework, practicing. Yeah.
Is there anything else that makes doing school at home difficult?
Get out of bed, period. Don't do school in bed, period. Done. You're not productive at all. Unless you're sick, of course, and you have to get school done, but that's an exception. Get out of bed, I'm begging you. I am at fault all the time. I'll just wake up, pull out my laptop, turn on like my classes in the morning over Zoom, fall asleep every once in a while. It's not good. Get out of bed, sit at your desk, go in the garage. Sometimes I'll sit on my barn. Maybe you don't have a barn, you can sit somewhere else.
What are some things that we should not do when working or doing school from home? What are some things that like we should stay away from, we shouldn't do? You said staying in bed is one of those, but is there anything else that we should just stay away from?
I would say don't let distractions get to you. For example, it's easy to turn on Netflix in the background, music. I know music helps me. It's important to know your personality. Even if that means putting your phone in a separate room, your laptop, whatever it may be. Sometimes it comes down to you in a textbook.
If I'm really trying to grind it out, I just put some lo-fi on, something without words, because that is a big distraction for me. And I'll put my phone, I'll turn it all the way off and put it in the closet, and then I'll just sit down and
putting phone away, get rid of distractions, not watching Netflix while doing homework. I did that. I tried to do that when I was doing college work even. It never worked. And even if I was able to get the work done, it wasn't good work. Like, it just was terrible. So eliminate distractions. It's a good one. Don't have any distractions. That goes with getting out of bed. Any other don'ts that you can think of?
So don't have like unnecessary breaks. Yeah, that's big too. Yeah, a huge one. It may seem obvious, but it's very prevalent, I think. Don't cheat. It's super easy, especially at homeschool and over Zoom, whatever it may be, to Google answers, copy and paste questions, even tests. I know, like, all my exams now are over the internet, so I can just copy and paste like the questions and put them into Google. So you have to have integrity in order to really do what's right. But more than even doing what's right, it's doing what's best for you, because you're not going to learn the subject, even if you don't think you're going to use it. When the final comes or when an exam comes that none of the answers are available or something happens, you're going to be screwed. So do things right the first time, for sure.
That's a good point. Do things right the first time. That's good for not just school, but for everything. What are some things? I know we've kind of just talked throughout about a couple things that we should do, but is there anything else? Maybe we can go back and hit some of those things again. What should we do? So we talked about what we shouldn't do. Now, what should we do? What are some practices and things that we should put in place to make us successful?
Necessary breaks. In between subjects. That's what I do. In between subjects, 15 minutes, hang out with your family, do a puzzle, sit on your phone, watch an episode of TV.
So scheduling those breaks is the important thing then.
Going back to knowing your personality, so if you're an extrovert or an introvert, whether you're easily distracted, I know I'm very much an extrovert, so I have to be intentional making those breaks to go even socialize with my family. But if you're an introvert, sometimes you have to just stop studying, but then turn yourself to another calm outlet, whether that's watching an episode of The Office or something like that.
I've done that since I've been working at home. I will on my lunch make a sandwich or whatever I eat for lunch, and then I'll actually watch an episode of The Office, because it's just it's something different, helps my mind keep moving. And
it doesn't you don't have to keep watching, even though you want to. It's not like a cliffhanger.
Right. Anything else that we should do?
It's really easy to watch an episode and then be like, it wouldn't hurt to watch another episode, and then you just keep watching.
Yeah.
So have one episode and then you're done.
That's why I recommend no YouTube, as hard as it is. It's you get in that YouTube deep pit and you're like, oh, this looks so cool, recommended. It's just 4 hours later, you're time for bed. That doesn't work out.
So that's why The Office is good, because it's just 22-minute episodes. I know you guys have talked a little bit already about having a schedule. How can we be successful in making a schedule? You talked a little bit about it throughout, but let's talk about making a schedule.
I'd say sitting down and knowing what you need to get done first, and having that there, and then putting it into a schedule, writing out what day you're going to do what on, putting how many hours you're going to work on that in it.
Yeah. Again, I know it's kind of redundant, but knowing yourself, right? It's for my sister, she was homeschooled basically almost her entire life, and so she was the kind of person and student that would sit down with 15 gel pens and different colors and write out her entire schedule, spend 30 minutes just analyzing her schedule. Looking at that kind of schedule stresses me out, because I'm all right, I have to stick to this. If I'm 5 minutes over the schedule, I'm gonna be done for, right? But for me, it's more what Hunter was saying, time blocks. So this subject is gonna take roughly 2 hours, 3 hours for or this essay is going to take me so long. So knowing that, and then knowing like deadlines and goals, setting goals. So by the end of today, I want to get this paper written, and it'll take me 3 hours. So let's work that in.
Having goals is really good. I like that you guys said that, because it's like, I can write down on my piece of paper the schedule or whatever, and I say, my goal is to get this paper or this test or whatever done by this time. And then when I check that off, I feel like, okay, I've accomplished this. I can go take a break, I can watch a 20-minute Office episode, and then I can come back and do the next goal that I have. And so that's helpful in not just in completing schoolwork, but also feeling accomplished in a time where it's like, it's hard to feel accomplished. Cool. All right. Well, is there anything else? Anything that we missed?
By the end of this quarantine, you're going to be as awkward as we are, right? No socialization.
That's right.
Homeschooling stereotypes become real for you too.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, thanks guys for giving us some tips. I hope that as you're watching this, it's helped you, and hope that that in all of this that you can finish. We just want you guys to finish the year successfully. We've only got like a month or something left of school for some of us. So hope that this helps you finish the year, and or maybe some of you are already done. I don't know, but hopefully this helps. So all right. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Woo!
You guys are not on beat.